Saint Paisios of Mount Athos is one of the most venerated Orthodox saints of the 20th century. He spent much of his life on Mount Athos in Greece, where there are 20 monasteries that seem to have descended from the sky. Below are some quotes from the Venerable, set against the divine views of the monasteries of Athos. If someone is in a state of irritation, it is better to refrain from communicating, even if the conversation is friendly. This person is like a wounded one, whose wound becomes even more painful at the slightest touch. In order for love to grow, it must be given. He who does not share even a small part of his love is like a person holding seeds in his hand, but refusing to sow them. A lot of ash, garbage, and indifference have accumulated in the souls of people. To disperse all of this, a strong wind is needed. For animals, man is like God. Just as we raise our prayers to the heavens, so do they call upon man, hoping for his mercy. The only true value in life is family. If the family is destroyed, the world will perish. Dedicate your love first and foremost to those who are close to you within the family circle. The willingness to drink the cup of bitterness of your neighbor, this is what true love is. I would have gone mad from the injustice of this world if I did not know that the final word belongs to the Lord. The Lord manifests his mercy and performs miracles when, with love and humility, we share the pain of our neighbor. Do not be discouraged if you have inherited weaknesses, but do not boast of inherited virtues, for the Lord will judge based on the work a person has dedicated to correcting their weak nature. When children are small, it is your sacred duty to instill in their hearts the understanding of good. This is the deepest meaning of the family that is pleasing to God. The Lord pays special attention to the prayer of one who, personally suffering, asks him for healing for others. Love and humility are inseparable. In authentic love, humility blossoms, and in genuine humility, love lives. Injustice is one of the gravest sins. For many sins, there can be mitigating circumstances, but not for injustice, as it invokes the wrath of God. The more a person devotes themselves fervently to prayer, the stronger their spiritual security becomes. Prayer is an invincible shield that protects the soul. The wisest plan and the brightest decision turn into the greatest folly when they are dominated by selfishness. True wisdom, instead, manifests itself in humility. Chatu, where turmoil and despair dwell, the spirit of demonic nature hides. Do not disturb your soul with anything, for the anxiety of the inner heart is the creation of the enemy. In the last days, it will be difficult only for those who are accustomed to abundance and luxury, expecting dozens of varieties of cheese on their table. For the others, these days will be bearable. Spouses must always be ready to welcome the holy will of God into their lives. The Lord never abandons those who entrust themselves to him with confidence. We do so little, yet God, with infinite love and generosity, gives us so much. Is there anything impossible for him? True courage lies in the ability to accept insults and injustice with dignity, without losing peace in one's soul. The Lord lovingly waits for us to call upon him for help before manifesting his intervention, for he respects the freedom that has been granted to us. It is important that parents lovingly show the child how his behavior saddens them, but instead of applying pressure, they should turn to prayer. Prayer offered with sincere, heartfelt sorrow always brings good and blessed fruits. We must be more grateful to those who humiliate, sadden, and wound us, rather than to those who pamper us with sweet words like delicacies. Offenses are the most precious remedy for purifying the soul. Try to dedicate at least a little time each day to prayer. Prayers are like life-giving vitamins for the soul. Conscience is a terrifying force. There is no flame more searing than the remorse of conscience. It brings torment. In hell, our souls will suffer forever, tormented by the thought of having lost the bliss of paradise for a few years of earthly life. Conscience saves us from hell by burning us during life, if its touch leads us to repentance. The mother is willing to go hungry in order to feed her children, but the joy she receives surpasses that of the children. The children are physically satisfied, while the mother's soul is filled with spiritual bliss. The children taste the food, while the mother is nourished by heavenly joy. If a person receives spiritual instruction from a young age, even if they go astray, they will find their way back. Just like a tree soaked in oil does not rot, so children raised in the fear and reverence of God will be strengthened by this grace throughout their lives. Children are an invaluable gift sent by God. Only He knows to whom, when, and how much to give this blessed gift, for this holy mystery belongs to the Lord alone. A mother's piety is a source of great strength. When the mother is full of humility and fear of God, order and grace reign in her home. I have met mothers whose faces shone with light, despite having no external help. By looking at their children, I could easily perceive the reflection of their mother's inner state. Having the Lord as an ally is the greatest grace. For God, there are no insurmountable difficulties, and there is no problem that He cannot resolve. Everything in Him happens with divine simplicity and wisdom. What is essential for man is to draw near to Him with faith, humility, and love. Often the Lord allows something to happen for the good of many. He does not perform just one good deed, but like a skilled artist, He weaves together 3 or even 4 good deeds, and the evil He allows is only a test for us. God has deprived the devil of the power to do evil. Now he can cause harm only when man grants him that right. The bitter remedy often brings more benefits than the sweet one, for it is the bitter that heals the illness. True joy is born through pain. Do you know what to do? Cling to God like a child hugging their father's neck. Hold Him tightly and don't let go so that He cannot drift away from you. Then you will feel safe and find strength. Man was brought into this world to bring love, uphold faithfulness, protect the family and serve his neighbor. This is His high and holy mission. The best healing from any suffering is compassion for your neighbor. Do you want your prayer to be deep and pleasing to God? Make your neighbor's pain your own. A single sincere sigh lifted up for another can work a miracle. Never bring family problems into view of outsiders. Whoever reveals the secrets of their own home hands them over to the control of strangers, and not everyone is worthy of such trust. Do not boast about your joys, and do not complain about your sorrows. Family life is sacred and intimate, and must be carefully guarded from outside eyes.